Hi, it's Dominic from Shift MS, and you join us again on Wednesday, the 1st of April. This is no April Fools. This is really serious stuff. It's about the UK MS register and what you can do to help everybody else with MS as well as yourself. Today, we have Richard Nicholas joining us. He's a professor at Imperial College. I'm going to turn over to Richard and allow him to introduce himself. Richard, I was hoping you could describe for us, I guess, what's the ideal person to fill out the MS register?
Well, the uniqueness about the MS register is it gets people with MS of all types. And what we really want is we want well people to fill that survey out, because we want to see over time what happens. And we want to understand how this condition truly impacts everybody, and that's well people as well, because we know that lots of people are asymptomatic are affected, and we want to show the true impact of this condition over the whole time frame. So it's very important that all people sign up really to try and give us their views, whether you have symptoms or not. It's really to know. And if you spent the whole period completely well, and subsequently when we do blood tests we might find out that people have had it, knowing that you've been well and had it is in fact a really positive thing. And essentially this survey enables us to track people throughout the whole of this pandemic to work out how people have been affected and whether certain treatments make people more sensitive, or in fact potentially could make people less sensitive to the side effects. So it's really, we basically release information, or try and collect information every 2 weeks on people's symptoms to see how things are going. Have they got cough? Have they got a snivelly nose, a sneeze? We record that information, and also what they've done about their treatment. This is changing as we go, day by day, different advice from their own team they're getting, and looking nationally what we should be doing, and we're constantly trying to change that. So it enables us to track people over the period of this pandemic to see what's happening and what's the best treatment for them.
Excellent. That's really interesting, because the main thing in the MS community, I would say, or one of the main things is the worry, the conflicting information, the fact that people are having to go on their best clinical judgment without the usual data underpinning that this is collecting and this is so important for. Could you explain a bit more how this information fits in a sort of more global context? I mean, the UK isn't the only place with MS.
So I think definitely not. And I think so we as a group have already set up with the MSIF, which is an international organization, which has agreed group data information that we collect. So all over the world, we should be able to collect information that matches all the countries, so we can try and work out what the best outcome is over the whole world. But above all, we need that information quickly. So what our study does, and what the MSIF is doing, is giving feedback every 2 weeks to patients and to everybody about what's the best thing to do. As I say, we need this information now, and as you say, the doubt and concern in everybody's mind is really causing a problem at the moment.
Because everybody's concerned about their data, and I think it's important to know how it's used, how it will continue to be used after the pandemic, and maybe you could say a couple of words just to put people's minds at rest, that they're not signing up for a pub card.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, so for the UK MS register in particular, the idea is that people donate their data. It's totally transparent. They can see their results online over time if they answer questionnaires. We are providing updates already for people who've signed up to see the results of this study as we move through it. You're absolutely right. We do work with, closely we work with the USA, with NARCOMS, and with Germany, with their registries. We've also set up collaborations with Sweden, pan-European collaborations. Again, all that data is kept anonymously. One of the advantages of the UK MS register in particular is it's based in Swansea, which is the MRC centre for securities, to keep things secure. So all the data is kept secure. It's so anonymized, even I can't see who anyone is. I'm not allowed to see anything about that. So you're absolutely right. I mean, as a clinician, we need to be trustworthy, and that is my fundamental drive. And we do things transparently. And I think we collaborate with everyone, but all that data is shared at a level of an anonymous level. So no data comes out of the register, name data, to anyone, including me.
Right. That's really comforting to know. Maybe before I let you go, if you could tell me, because I think we all want to know, is there anything to do with COVID-19 and people signing up to the register that you have learned and you can share with us, the MS community now?
At this point, about 80 to 90 people have had probably suspected COVID. Overall, people have done very well. I have to say, the picture looks quite reassuring from our point of view about it. One of the difficulties is we don't know actually everyone who's had it, so we still can't pick up the asymptomatic cases because nobody's done any blood tests on any of us and that group. But thus far, the people who've been symptomatic, our outcomes have been very, very good. So it's actually, dare I say it, positive, very positive.
That's really good to know. I think a slightly more calming message. You know, I was explaining to somebody being on an immunosuppression, it's like saying, I own a car. Is it a Mini or a Bentley?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really, really good to know.
Yeah.
Richard, we really appreciate your time. And I can see that you're right, literally right in the middle of the ICU. So we'll let you go to carry on doing what you're doing. Okay. And we will try and make sure that people get the message and can sign up and can participate in the study.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was a really interesting interview with Richard, and it was really good of him to give up his time. It is super, super important for us MSers to fill out the registers in our countries. If you go below, yeah, there's the usual like and subscribe stuff, but there's all the links to as many registers that we can find around the world. The main one for us, obviously, being the UK MS register. And if you can sign up, like Richard said, whether you're healthy, feeling, or feeling a bit dodgy, it doesn't matter. It's really important to capture this so that we can tell going forward, because all the doctors we've heard from so far have had to rely on anecdotal evidence and their best clinical judgment. And it's only with data can people start to make absolute remarks about things. And that's why this register is so important. And that's why you are so important, because you can fill it out. It takes about 7 or 8 minutes. And then that data, completely anonymized, not attributable to you, can be used for research. And that's the way forward, is the research. So thank you very much for taking the time to listen. And again, everything is in the links below. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care. Till next time.